Hi everyone. So this is Debabrata once again, and as we all know that we have already completed the chapter of for loop. So I was saying that from the very first class that for loop chapters are most important in your journey. So as we have covered those chapters, so today I am planning to move into list in Python. Okay. So yeah, so I will not waste time by introducing myself. All the details will be available in the link section, the detail section of this class. Just before starting, I want to say when I started, means when I was a student, I was really scared. Means I was really scared. Trust me, it is not a lie. It is a fact. But yeah, so I am a slow learner as well. Hope so. You all know by the time. But yeah, I struggled a lot at the time of learning these Python things as well. So anyway, so today we will cover list in Python and prerequisite as well. As usual, it is you have to start from zero because my intended audience are not the talented student. What I think, I will prefer who really starting from zero like me. Okay, so you have to start from zero and revise all of my previous classes. That is the prerequisite. And obviously, you have to practice all of them. Otherwise, nothing is going to change. So unless you practice. And obviously, if you face any doubt, let me know. So we will start the program with this example. Enter 7 days temperature and print the average temp. So how to solve that? It doesn't mean that we are running the program, we are doing the class today for list is mandatory. We will not learn list because it is in our syllabus. We have to learn list it is because it is useful, and we need to understand like why it is needful or why it is useful. What is the actual benefit of list? So if I want to do this program, enter 7 days temperature and print the average temperature, who already knows a bit of list, they will jump into the program and quickly can do the program by using list. But my question is here, this program can be done without list even. If you are doubtful, let me do that. Let me go to the online compiler. You can do it in any compiler. It is not mandatorily online compiler, but for me, it is very easier one. I do not need to install anything. So I prefer this one. So enter 7 days temperature and print the average. So what I can do, I can take a variable called S and I can iterate a loop from 1 to 8, means 1 to 7 actually. And inside I can take a input like T equals to input. Obviously I can take 7 temperature. We have just finished the chapter of for loop application, so probably you can relate now. So enter temp, I can print it out, and after that I can do S equals to S plus T. So after the loop I can simply print that the average temperature is, and I can print some S by 7. So that's all. So if I run the program, take a look, enter temperature, suppose 20, 21, 22, 23, 19, 8, 17, kind of 20 again. So the average temperature is kind of 20.28, something like that. So we can do this program without using list as well. It can be done easily by the for loop. So why we require list, and what is list actually? Who are really starting from zero, for them, they might be confused like what is list actually. I'm going to show you. If I go to the second program now, enter 7 days temperature and print the average temperature and then print the temperatures again. Then means after printing average, if anyone asks me or if anyone requests me to print the temperatures once again, I will not be able to do that. I will not be able to do that because the temperatures I have not stored permanently to anywhere. I have taken those inputs inside T. I have added those into S and doing some calculation and printing them. That's all. But I haven't stored them anywhere. So if anyone asks now to print the temperature once again after printing the average, I will not be able to do that without without using only using for loop. In this manner, I will not be able to do that. So in that case, I have to take the input, 7 inputs from the user like this. Enter temperature 1, enter temperature 2, kind of that. Let me do that as well. Enter temperature 1. Otherwise, I will not be able to print them actually. So let me copy 7 times, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, and T7. Last one is not required. 7 days temperature. What I will do now, S will be, S equals to 0 is not needed. S equals to T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4. So this will be the solution. If we still do not want to use list, if you really do not know what is list, then this is the solution. You can just simply print S by 7, and after that you can print all the temperatures one by one. So you can write temperature 1 is, and it is T1, and you can print all of them one by one. Temperature 2, temperature 3, temperature 4, temperature 5, 6, and 7. So, and obviously you can change this as well. Temperature 3, temperature 4, 5, 6, and 7, and same for at the time of taking input. So temperature here as well. Temperature 2, 3, 4. So this will be the solution of this question. So if you really do not know list, so this is the solution of this question. So this will print average first, and after that, obviously, okay, let me do one thing quickly. Let me put a space. Otherwise, it is being difficult to understand. Okay, so let me run the program once again. And if I enter 30, 32, 31, 23, say 25, 31 again, 30 temperature, 7 days temperature. So average is 28 point something, and I am able to print this temperature once again. So this is the normal solution. So now if I want to create a list, because it will be a hectic job if anyone asks me now to print the average temperature for 30 days or to print the average temperature of 365 days, it will be really difficult for me. So in that case, what I will do, I will just introduce a list. Suppose I can introduce a list in this panel, like 30, temperature 29, suppose 32, 31, 30 again, 29, 28. So 7 days temperature I have taken input like this. So in list, you just need to know just one thing. What do you need to know? That list always starts from 0. Whenever you are writing this thing under a third bracket, that means you are declaring 7 different variables all together. 7 variables. What does it mean? Means the variable are T0, T1. But remember, most of the people forgets at the time of programming. This mistake is very frequent, that people forgets that list starts from 0. So here I will do 0. If I start from 0, obviously 7 variables will be ending at 6. So most of the people at the time of execution of the program, it is a common mistake. So it is not 1 to 7, it is 0 to 6. Just remember that. So temperature 1 will be T0, not T1. Okay, just remember that, because it is a common mistake. So I will try to print them: T0, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, and T6. And here I can print T7, 6, 5, 4. So these are just the variables. So list means a collection of variables. That's all. So here it will print the temperature. Average temperature is something 29 point something. I am not that good in mathematics to calculate those, but it is an average temperature, and after that it is printing the temperatures once again. So you can achieve the same using list. So now again, again, so in my offline classes or in my online classes directly where I interact with students, I ask them like, okay, did you get the usefulness of list? They say yes. But after that, I used to ask like, what is the exact benefit then? I am doing the same thing. It was better to use the variables like T1, T2. What is the advantage of using the variables like in this format, T0, T1, T2? I cannot see any benefits over that. Even I need to write some extra lines, extra letters, like I have to always use some brackets. So I cannot see any advantages of using list. Yeah. So if you write this kind of program, obviously there is not any advantage. So to get the advantage, you have to import the for loop again the for loop. So to print these 7 temperatures one by one, if you can write a for loop like this, where the for loop will be iterating from 0 to 7, one extra value, I can 0 to 6, one extra value, I can give 7. But remember, I am iterating the loop from 0 to 6. This is the common mistake I'm again saying. So I do not need to write 7 different printing statements. One statement will be enough if I write ti. So first, it will print T0. Then obviously as for loop goes, it will start printing T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6. So if I run the program again, so it will be doing the same thing, but with less number of lines. So now if anyone asks to take 30 days temperature, so if I write 30 here, that will be enough, I guess. Okay, so it will iterate 0 to 29, but for the time being, let it be as 7. So what about this line? I can automate this line as well. So how can I automate? I can simply write s equals to 0, and I can write for again I in range 0 to 7, and s equals to s plus the variable is t0, t1, t2. So I can write ti in this place. So if I run the program once again, it will print the average temperature and the temperatures once again. Okay, here it is writing temp 1. So I can do something like temp. Here, if I write I plus 1, because people will not going to understand what is 0. If you say anyone that, okay, suppose in your class, suppose someone is called as rank 1. If you call him like you are rank 0, he will not able to understand what you are trying to mean. So instead of 0, I will print temperature 1. Instead of 1, I will print temperature 2, kind of that. So you can see here, all the temperatures are being printed like temp 1, temp 1. So to make a change, I want to put a value like I plus 1. Okay, for the rest of the world, it will be temperature 1, temperature 2, temperature 3 and all. But for us, it will be T0, T1, T2 value. Okay, so these are list. Believe me, it is list. We do not have anything to learn except few functions. And what is the maximum portion in this chapter? To use the for loop again with list. Okay, we need to learn how we can use a for loop in case of list to handle multiple variables together. So that we need to learn. But here, if you can check, we haven't take the variable from the user. So I have taken it in static way. So if I want to take the variables from the user, I have to introduce a list. I have to introduce an empty list. It is an empty list. So now if I want to take the input from the user, first I need to print like enter the temperature. Again, I will be using, obviously, I will be using the loop. So for I in range, here I can use 0 to 7 or 1 to 7, 1 to 8. Why 1 to 8? Because I will not access the variables. What I will do here, just take a look. I will take an input from user like this, enter values. You need to understand this minor thing. I will just append it in X. So append function works like it is inserting the values at the end of T. That's all. Okay, so I'm not accessing any variables like T0 or T1. So in this case, I do not need to start it from 0. But yeah, you can. If you want, you can iterate it 0 to 7. But my purpose is here to iterate this loop 7 times. Okay, but I'm not accessing the variables like using TI. So that's why you can, because of the purpose is only to iterate this loop 7 times, I can use any kind of loop. But here you have to give 0 to 7 because you are trying to access a variable named T0, T1, T2, kind of that. Hope this point is clear. This is very, very minor problem. People sometimes ignores it, but for you, I want you to learn it fully. We will not be learning everything in Python, but all of the chapters, what we will be learning, like 10 chapters, what I can remember. So those chapters, you have to be super confident. Okay. So if I run the program now, our first program using list, a complete program, I will say. Okay, just a minute. Let me put a space here. Otherwise, I feel uneasy. So if I give some temperatures like 10, 11, 12, 13, 8, 9 degree temperature, suppose 10 degree again. So the average temperature is 10.42 something, and the temperatures individually, if I want to print them again, so this is the temperature. I hope this part is clear. So if I want to make these values, means this program for n number of variables, what will happen? So first I need to take the input from user, that how many elements, how many number of elements you want to deal with. So what I will do, I will just write a statement here, enter the number of elements. Okay, and then I will take an input. So enter the number of elements n, and here instead of 8, I will write n plus 1. Obviously, one extra values, and I will input some values here, not 0 to 7, 0 to n. I want to iterate from 0 to n minus 1, one extra value, so it will be 0 to n. Hope you are able to understand. If not, you can remember why I have used 0 to 7, because I want to iterate 0 to 6. 7 variables means 0 to 6. This is a common mistake people does. So 0 to 6, in case of n number of element, 0 to n minus 1. One extra value in for loop, we have done the for loop. So one extra value means n minus 1 plus 1 equals to n. So that's why I am using n. Okay. So it is not that tough as well. So if I run the program for 3 elements now, suppose I want to deal with 3 elements, 10, 20, and 50, 10, 20, and 18, say. So the average temperature is 6 point something. It is wrong. Okay. I have given 7 here. So I have to give n. Let me run the program once again. 3 elements, 10, 20, and 18. So average temperature will be something like 16, and the temperatures are printed again. So this is a program if you want to do it with n number of elements. Okay. So if I go further, so enter elements and print it reversely, the last program. So obviously I do not need to print this sum and all. Let me delete those, and average temperature as well. Let me delete those. So print it reversely. What you need to do, you have to start from n minus 1 and till 0. So one extra value means minus 1, and you, as you will be decreasing, minus 1 again. So I will just print temperatures as Ti. That's all. If I run 3 temperatures, temperatures are 20, 18, and 10. It should be printed in reverse order. Let me check. Look, yeah, it is being printed 10, 18, and 20 in reverse order. Okay, because the last variable is, again, I am saying it is a common mistake. Last variable is n minus 1 always. Okay, n minus 1. You can also give it something like t dot length minus 1. T dot length, no, sorry, length of t minus 1. You can also give that. The same thing, length of t is 3, minus 1 means 2. But you need to remember it is n minus 1 or length of t minus 1. Let me run this program once again. So if I want to deal with 3 elements again, 10, 20, and 30, say. So 30 will be printed first, then 20, then 10 in reverse order. So this is the program all about. So today we will be learning a few quick things, four things, I guess. Yeah, four things. So first we will learn how to browse elements of the list. So first, if I start with enter n numbers and print the sum, obviously we have done that. So if I go back, yeah, this is a sum problem, and the sum is, I can simply print the sum is S. That's all. Okay, I guess you are able to get this idea. So it is not temperature anymore. I can write enter the elements kind of this. Okay, so now if I run the program, you can see, suppose I want to deal with 4 elements this time, and the elements are 10, 20, 30, and 40, say. So the sum will be 100, I guess. Yes, it is 100. Okay, so now there is another way to do this program. Like I can, without using the position, I can also use a thing like another for loop, like I in T. I do not need to mention the position 0, position 1, position 2. Automatically, the values will be fetched into I. Previously, I was the position, and now I is the item itself. So it will be enough if you just sum S equals to S plus I. So I will be all the elements one by one. If I print it, if I print I, so it will fetch automatically all the values one by one. Let me show you. So this is a simple loop. Sometimes this loop is being called as for each loop. So if I write 10, 20, 30, and 40, you can see again 10, 20, 30, and 40 will be printed. Because I in T means it is automatically fetching all the elements. So now you might be asking why we are using those for loops with range and those for loops with positions and all. So I want to show you the difference. So first of all, I am doing the sum again using this for each loop. Okay, for each loop automatically fetch all the elements one by one. That is my purpose, actually, that I want to say. So if I run the program, the same program once again, you can see it is printing 100. So now, where is the difference and when to use this for each loop and when to use this for loop? So there is no such bindings. You can use it anytime, anywhere. So, but sometimes if you can use, obviously use that. Okay, so now I will show you some examples where we cannot use, means you cannot use, it is not possible even to use that for each loop. So first, in this program, like enter n numbers and print the numbers at even position, you can see here we have 5 numbers, and even position numbers is, this is at 20 is at second position. If I write, just a minute. So this is our first position. This is our second position. So if anyone is asking like the sum of number of even position, so I need to add 20 and 35. That is 55 because they are placed in the even position. So in this kind of this kind of programs, you cannot use this for loop, this for each loop, because it is not able to find the position of the list. So even position means if it is starting from 0, even position means in case of list it is odd. Hope you are able to understand this. I am trying to mean, suppose one example is 10, 20, 25, 35, and 40, say. So to outer world, this is first position, this is second, this is third, this is fourth, this is fifth. It is for the outer world, common people. And for us, this is starting from 0. So I am saying this line probably more than 10 times, that list start from 0, list starts from 0. So you need to remember that, because it is the common mistake and people people just sometimes forget it, and it becomes complicated. So for programmers, so list starts from 0. So I need to find the odd numbers, odd positions. But yeah, for the outer world, I am trying to find the even position number. So I am trying to find 20 and 35 because it is even it is in even position 4 and position 2. But for us, I need to find the odd numbers, because for programmers it is in the odd place, because again I'm saying list starts from 0. So this loop will not be enough to fulfill this requirement. So what I need to do, I need to go for the previous one, 0 to n-1, and one extra value, 0 to n. And here you can write something like, if I is a position now, is odd. To the outer world, it is even. For programmers, it is odd. I will just simply write s equals to s plus ti. That's all. And sum is s. So if I run the program, if I do it for 5 elements, suppose 10, 20, 25, 35, and 50, say. So the answer will be sum is 55. Hope this idea is clear. Here for each loop will not means you cannot solve this problem using for each loop. Yeah, if I challenge, obviously you can do, but it will be complicated. So the position, using the positions, using the normal for loop will be the easier one. So now if anyone asks, enter n numbers and print the even numbers. So in this case, you can find any of the approaches. Okay, so here you can see 5 numbers are 10, 20, 30, 25, 35, and 50. And I need the sum of even numbers only, that is 80. So this program can be solved by any of those two approaches. I can simply write the first approach, like if ti %2 equals to 0, means if it is even, I will add, let me show you. Suppose 5 numbers once again, 10, 20, 25, 35, and 50. So it will be giving 80. Again, I can use the for each loop as well. So I in t, it will iterate smoothly, and I will print I %2, because I is the item now. It is the element itself. It is not the position anymore. So I can simply run the program once again, and I can check the output. 5 elements, 10, 20, 25, 35, and 50. So it will give me 80 again. So the choice is yours. You can use it anywhere if it is applicable. Okay. So topic 1 is ended. So you can take a break. You can pause the class, and you can take you can do practice whatever we have done. So the topic 2 is basic elements, basic operations. So basic operations like enter elements and print the maximum, if I ask you. So obviously it is same like the for loop application program. So I will take a variable called max. So suppose m, the variable m for max. So initially it will be taking the first value t0. We have done this problem at the chapter of for loop application, but if you are new in this class, so you can take a look, like I am taking the first number as the maximum. And after that, if any of the number is greater than max, max will be taking that number itself. That's all. So the max is m. If I run, if I go with 5 numbers, so first value I am entering 50. So max is becoming 50. Max is becoming 50 because T0 is inserted into max. Now I am inserting 20. So 20 is greater than 50? No. So still max is 50. If I enter 30, 30 is greater than 50? No. Still max is 50. If I enter 70, now 70 greater than 50? Yes. So max becomes 70. Now if I enter 60, 60 greater than 70? No. Max is still 70. So if I hit enter, it will print the max is 70. So these are some basic small operations. So you will get those in the exercise. Enter elements and search a value. If you want to search a value, so let me do the program once again. So I will be taking one input from the user like val, means search value. I will prompt the user to give a input, which I will try to search. Enter the value that you want to search simply. So I will go through the for loop, go through the list, and I will put something like found equals to 0. So if any point of the time the elements becomes, if it is matching with val, I will be doing f equals to 1. And at the end, after the for loop, if f is still 0, then I will say found, not found, sorry, because it is still 0. And if any point of time it matches the search value, f is becoming 1. So if it is not 0 anymore, means if the value of f is changed, then I can say found. That's simply, I can print found. So if I enter 5 elements like 10, simple values 20, 30, 40, 50, and I'm trying to search 30, say. So at the end, it will say found. Okay, I guess. Okay, the spelling was wrong, value. Okay. Okay, got this idea? So if I go further, the third is enter elements and print the max. Okay, I have just done that. Okay, it is written twice. I'm ignoring that. Enter 2 list and store the sum into the third list. So now I need to take 2 lists. So suppose the first list, I am taking the name as list 1, say. Enter the number of elements, and the number of elements should be same for both of them. I am taking, I'm not taking any exceptional situations for the time being. So I am writing enter the elements for list 1. And I am trying to put that inside list 1 dot append. I will be doing the same for list 2. And I will be appending them into list 2. As simple as that. Value is not needed. So what I will do now, I will do the sum. So for I in now, in this case, I need to access the first elements from both the list. So I have to move to this for loop approach. So 0 to, either I can use n, or you can use length of list, anything. So for the timing, let me use n. And I will do something like, okay, I have to take another list, that is normal list, LST. So I have to do something like, first I need to get the sum. Suppose, how can I get the sum? Suppose sum equals to list 1 I, the 0 position of list 1, and 0 position of list 2. And I will be putting that into list. I am just appending that sum into list one by one. And at the end, I will be trying to print them. So I can write something. The summation is the sum of 2 lists are, I can simply print that from the list, final list, and I can print the value of I. That's all. So here I can use the for each loop, or you can use even the positions as well. So whatever you want. So if I run this, and if I deal with 5 elements, suppose 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And for the list 2, I want to deal with 1, 11, suppose 21, 31, 41. It's kind of that. So the sum will be something like this. Yeah, it is matching. 10 and 1 equals to 11. 20 and 11 is 31, kind of. Okay, so hope you are getting this idea. Okay, it is very simple. Believe me, if you are confident enough in for loop, then it will be enough. It will be easier for you. So now if anyone is asking enter a list and shift it to one place right, what does it mean? So suppose anyone is inserting, suppose 10, 20, okay, let me delete all this. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, let me use some simple examples. Now, one shift right means all the values will be shifted to right. I want to mean 10 will be shifted to this position. 20 will be shifted to this position. Accordingly, 50 will be moved from this position to this position. So what it will look like after the shifting operation done, 50 will come here, 10 will be placed here, 20, 30, and 40. So this is something like 1 bit shifting. So what I will do, first I will take a backup of 50 and I will try to move 40 to 50 this position. Means I will start from 40 and I will try to move it into the, means if I start from here, I will first copy 40 at this position. After I will go to this position, 30 will be copied into this position. After I will go to this place, 20 will be moved into this position, and at the end I will go to 10 and 10 will be moved to this position. So I will be starting from 40 and I will go till 10. So what I need to write as a program. So first I have to take a backup of the last position. So first of all, let me delete all this because it will no more required. So let me delete all this. So now what I will do, I will simply take a backup. Let it be like temporary. Temporary will be the last element of the list, that is n-1. So I will take that last position into temp, and after that I will start swapping the values. Here for loop in range will be required. So I in range, it will start from the second last element. So last element is n-1. The second last element will be n-2, obviously. So it will be starting from n-2. It will go up to 0, 1 extra value means -1 and -1. It will be decreasing. What I'm trying to do, list I plus 1 will be list I. 40 will be copied to the next position. 30 will be copied in the next position, kind of that. So list I plus 1 will be list I. And at the end, in the first position, that is list 0, because list starts from 0. So I will be putting the temp again, means the value of 50 I'll be putting into the first place. So at the end, I can print the shifted list is, print all the values now one by one for I in list, and print I, and I can write something end equals to space. So if I run this program, 5 elements, say I am dealing with 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So it will be something looks like this: 50, 10, 20, 30, 40. So this is how you can, means there might be multiple operations can happen, multiple logics can be given, multiple requirements, various type of requirements can be given in the question. So you have to be careful with your for loop, and you have to always remember that list starts from 0. Otherwise you will be puzzled. So now if I go to the third topic, okay, we have another splitting into even and odd elements into 2 different arrays. Okay, it will be very simple. So what I can do, I can take a even array. Okay, sorry, I can take a even array. I can take another odd array. It will be very simple. So what I can do, I can iterate through the list. If the I %2 equals to 0, if it is even, then I can simply put it even.append I. And if it is odd, I can simply put that into the odd list, odd.append. That's all. So now if I print the even array, even list, sorry, sometimes I am telling this list as an array. So both are same actually, okay? So the even list is, sorry, it becomes last. Anyway, the even list is, if I write print, okay, I forgot to mention one thing. I can even print the list full, even I can print the full list like this way, print even. Okay, either you can use obviously for loop, obviously you can use, we are printing all the elements using for loop, but you can even print in this manner. So I can write another thing like print odd list is, and you can print something like print odd. Okay, so you can follow any of the way. Okay, so if I enter 5 elements, if I write 10, 20, 15, 25, and 40, so you can see the even list is 10, 20, 40, and odd list is 15 and 25. But it will be coming with a bracket. Okay, but if you use for loop, obviously the normal values will be printed 10, 20, 30. It will not appear with that comma and bracket. But if you want to print the full list, so this is the way. So now, if I go further to the topic 3, so this will be something tough. So if anyone is asking to print the unique elements in the list, so what can I do? So, okay, let me do one thing. I'm not going to take the input again and again. So let me take a fixed list now. I am tired of taking inputs. So let me take some inputs like 10, 20, 30, 10, 20. So the user wants to see the unique elements. Suppose let me put some another elements 50. 6 elements we have. So user wants to see only the unique elements. So what I need to do now? So for I, okay, if I want to find, suppose if I have written value equals to 10, and if I want to find the frequency of 10, what I need to do? I can simply write for I in range, or even you can use anything. For I in range 0 to n, means actually n minus 1, one extra value becomes n. If val equals to list of I, then I am doing count equals to count plus 1, and the count will be starting from 0. And at the end, I am printing the count of 10, means val. I can give something like this, and I can print the count. So count of 10 will be 2 in this program. Okay, something I did wrong. What I have done wrong? N is not defined. N is not defined. Okay, N is not defined. Okay, because I'm not taking the input anymore. So I can simply write length of list. That will be okay, I guess. So the 10 is appearing twice. If I give 20, so obviously it will be 2 again. If I give 30, obviously it will be 1, because 30 is appearing once in the list. So I can put this inside another for loop, like for I in range, not I this time, I have used. Suppose for X in range 0 to length of the list. I want to get all the variables one by one, and I can put, okay, I can put the value will be list of X. So that means X is iterating the full list. So first value will be 10, list 0. Then I will search 20. Then I will search 30. Then I will search 10 again. Then I will search 20, kind of that. So let me align it properly. And now you can see the frequency of each element. You can see that. But I need only the elements where the count is 1. So if count equals to 1, then only I will print those values. Print val. That's all. Okay, let me delete this line. So now you will be able to see only 30 and 50. Those are the unique elements. Okay. So if I go further, again, I am saying take a break, pause the class and revise it once again, do it by yourself, then go further. Okay, I am telling too much thing, but believe me, those are important for the interviews, for the exams. So the basic idea you need to get why we are using the list and how we can improve the performance, or how we can use the list in a better way using the for loops. So you need to just be logical, and you need to understand the implementation of for loops. So everything is all about the for loop. As I was mentioning, the most important chapter is for application, not this chapter. Okay, so if you are good at for loops, then you will be good at anything. So print the duplicate elements. So obviously to print the duplicate elements, you are now able to understand if I print count greater than 1, then it will be duplicated. If I run, so look, 10 and 20. So this 10 is duplicated, this 10 is duplicated, this 20 is duplicated, this 20. But this type of output is not preferred. This type of output is not preferred because why 10 is printing twice? Why 20 is being printed twice? So what we can do, while iterating, x is iterating from here to here. So when x will reach to this part, first I need to find if this value has appeared previously or not. If this value appeared previously, then I will not go for the counting. What I'm trying to mean, val equals to list x, it is fine. I will do something like found equals to 0. And I will check the same value from 0 to x minus 1 position. So one extra value means x. As per the rule of the for loop, x minus 1 I cannot write, it is x. So you have to be calm. You have to take time before doing this program. So I am searching 10 from this position to this position, means 0 to x minus 1. Okay, so here I have to write x because of the rule of one extra value of for loop. So now what I'm trying to find, if val equals to list of I. So you can use the variable I here. So there is no conflict with this I, because this I will be ending before the starting of the next loop. Even you can, if you are not confident, if you are not feeling confident, you can use J as well, anything. But for the timing, that is not my purpose to discuss. So if this value is found anywhere before the X position, I will put it like f equals to 1. And okay, I can break the loop as well, break the small loop, means break this loop, because there is no meaning to find it further. So if f equals to 0 means if the value is not found previously, then I can count this. So for the first, when the value of x is here at this position, there is no previous positions, so obviously f will be 0. When x is this position, obviously in previous position I cannot find 20. When it is in this position, in the previous positions I couldn't find 30, so it will proceed for the checking. Now in this position, when x is in this position, I got 10 in the previous positions, so it will not enter into this part because it is found already. So okay, sorry, I have written this thing wrong. It will be found, and if found equals to 0, then I will proceed for the count check, otherwise not. So now if I run this program, so obviously it will give me 10 and 20 only. Got this idea, I guess? Okay, so the next thing is, if not, you can comment you can reach out to me via my mail ID, or you can write in the comment section as well. I will try to make you understand by some way. Let me check. So the number 3 is print the frequency of each element. How to do that? So obviously we can find it easier now. So instead of printing count, I can just print val and count. So again, that rule will be applicable. Like if 10 is appearing twice, I will not print it twice. So it will be printed only once. 10 equals to 2, 20 equals to 2, 30 equals to 1, and 50 equals to 1. So these are the frequencies. Hope this point is clear. Last, not the least, is the last topic. This is something easier. It will not complicated logics. So you will find one link here, and if you go to that link, or if I browse through Google, suppose let me find binary world Debabrata Guha. If I go to my blogspot channel, if I write list here, so here it is chapter operations of list. Do not need to take a look on this for the time being. You can go through all of them. So these are not that complicated. I know even I am sweating currently I am in India. So I am sweating there are lots of logics, lots of things I need to remember. The programs are, I have not remembered. I am just writing it quickly in front of you. So, but these things are something called theoretical. So you can put some names as well. You can put some numbers as well. We have done the program using number. Even you can put some names. So you can print the whole list altogether. You can see I have listed all of the operations one by one. You can print the first value. That is, if you print student 0, then William will be printed. Do not go for William. Okay, let me show you with some examples here with the number itself. It can be number, it can be name, anything. It can hold anything. Okay. So if I write 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So obviously, if I check all of them one by one, so if you print the list, it will print the whole list with the third bracket and comma. So that is mentioned here. That is mentioned here where it is. Yeah. If you print the full thing, it will print the full list. If you print length of the students, here it will print 4. In our case, it will 5. First student, obviously student 0. In our case, list 0. So we have done that. It is very easy. It is not that logical. You just need to go through that. So it is 10. So now, if you want to print the second element, obviously student 1. If you want to print the last element, so there is 2 options. Either you can print -1. So let me show you. Either you can print -1. So it will print 50. Let me show you. Yeah. Otherwise, you can also print length of list -1. So it is also 50. Obviously, length of list is 5. I'm trying to print 4. Either 4 or -1. Both are same. What else I can do? I can print something like 0 to 3. One extra value here as well. So it will print 0 to 2. So this value is 0. This is 1. And this is 2. So it will print 0 to 2. I have written 3 means 0 to 2. Let me put a hash here. Just a minute. Okay, if I run this program now, it should print 10, 20, 30. Take a look. Okay, so if I now write something like 0 to 4, so obviously it will print up to 3. Means 40 will also be printed. Take a look. Okay. If I give, it is same like for loop. If I give a 2 here, so it will jump 2 steps. So it will print 10 and 30. Okay, same like for loop. So 10 and 30 within this given range. If I delete 4, if I do not mention anything in the second position, that means it will go till the end. It will go till the end, 10, 30, 40, 50. If I do not mention anything here, so it means it will start from 0. You can even start from 1 as well or 2 as well. So if I start from 1, it will print 20 and 40. If I'm jumping 2 steps. Okay. So the same thing is being written here as well. You can go through all of them. 0 to 2 means 0 position and 1 position. So everything is being mentioned here, whatever we have done. Okay. So you can take a look. You can append something. You know what does it mean by append? You can insert at a specific position. At third position, I want to mention Roy. So you can see Roy is inserted in the third position, means 0, 1, 2, and third position, Roy will be inserted. If you want to append multiple values, do not use append, use extend and put them inside a bracket. You can test all of those by yourself. I have executed all the programs for you and shared the output. So you can do the same by yourself and to check the results. Then you will be feeling more confident. Okay. So there are many options like this. So you can go through all of them. And do not go further for chapter 5.2, another list chapter. I will tell you when to solve that. If you are really following my way, I will tell you when you need to go through this. So for the timing, you can go through this chapter 5.1 of list. So we have covered all the topics, and all the links will be mentioned in the detail section of the video, as well as you can see all of the links here. So now for this chapter, the exercise will be pretty long. You can go for coding exercise basic chapter 5, coding exercise intermediate chapter 5 as well, single dimension array. Otherwise, there is one new chapter called Python specific exercise. You can solve exercise 1 and exercise 2. So let me share my screen quickly. Let me share that album. Exercise 1 is basically the basic operations of list, and exercise 2 will be the intermediate one, means the toughness will be a bit high for that. So if I share my screen, again, my screen is freezed for the time being. Just a minute. If I share, so take a look. If I go to media, if I go to album of our group, so you can see here one new album is Python specific exercise. You can go to this and you can take the task of list here. Okay, so you can go through that. So there will be plenty of examples. You can solve as many as you can. So I hope after that it will be easy, but remember, you have to be strong in for loop first. So that's all for the day. See you again on the next day with some new chapter, probably with the advanced version of list, probably. So let's see. Bye for the day.